From Cairo, the final day of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers, and we begin with the third place game in zone number 5, South Sudan against Kenya. I'm Aaron Sanders. Thank you again for joining us wherever you may be. Here is the story for these two teams and how they got here. South Sudan come into this game third place with a 2-2 record after picking up a victory against Burundi 77-46 yesterday. They were led last night by Adut Bolgak, who is 10 rebounds per game, ended up making her one of the top players to look after when it comes to the third place game. She had 15 points yesterday against Burundi, but for the entire tournament, they were led by Delisha Washington, a key player to watch. She's in top 10 in points, assists, field goal, and free throw percentage too. Fourth best scorer in the qualifiers at 18.3 points. And assists, she is second with 7.5. So they were able to win against Kenya and Burundi, but lost to Uganda and Egypt in the middle of their run. Kenya, fourth place, 1-3. They lost their last game against Egypt, who's going to play for a berth in the AfroBasket in the final game after this one. They lost 84-62. They were led by the one and only Mercy Wanyama, who averages a near double-double in this week, but she ended up with 16 points and 16 rebounds. They are mainly ran by Victoria Reynolds, second best scorer in the tournament at 18.8 points per game and second in free throws at 85. She's also a great catalyst for an extra pass. She averages 5.3 assists per game. That's fourth in the whole AfroBasket qualifiers. So Reynolds and Washington are the players to watch for this third place game. We have a few minutes away until the third place game between these two teams, and we'll take a step aside, and when we return, we'll have South Sudan and Kenya to kick off the final day. Welcome back to Cairo, Egypt. While we have time as the teams warm up, here are the tail of the tape for these two teams. South Sudan come into the third place game, second best in scoring, averaging 74 points per game, third in rebounds at 46.3, 15.5 assists a game, while shooting 34% from the field and 72.5% at the line. Kenya, fourth best in scoring at 68.5 points a game, 39 boards a game. That is seventh in the entire qualifiers. 18.3 dimes while shooting 37% from the field and 60% at the free throw line. Again, the key players to watch. South Sudan has Delisha Washington. 18.3 points per game is best for fourth best in the tournament. Second best passer at 7.5 assists per game while shooting 75% at the line. That is sixth. Kenya has Victoria Reynolds, the small forward, averaging nearly 19 points a game, second best in the qualifiers, while getting 5.3 assists per game, fourth. 39% from the field goal range, that's eighth, and second at the line at 84.6 points per game. Another player to watch if it comes down to the game down low, Mercy Wanyama for Kenya averages 9 rebounds a game, that is fourth best. A look at Alberto Carlos, the head coach of South Sudan. He has a Dutton Bolgat to rely on if it comes down to boxing out. The second best rebounder in the game at 10 boards per contest. That's the tail of the tape between South Sudan and Kenya. The tip-off is next. Kenya versus South Sudan. We are set to go for the opening tip. Piaf Gabriel will jump it up. And Natalie Mwangali tips it, and the opening tap is controlled by South Sudan. We go for the third place game in the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers. First shot doesn't fall, and on the move now is Kenya. Streaking right down the lane was Imwangali. Natalie Imwangali, 8.5 points per game, 4.8 assists. That equals 5th in the tournament. Kenya finished 4th with a 1-3 record. Their only win was against Burundi, 87-53. Pull-up tray from Reynolds. That's an air ball. And South Sudan goes on the move. Now we get our first bucket of the game. South Sudan ahead, 2-0. With Rose McQuay getting the jumper. These two teams met earlier back on the 4th, where South Sudan prevailed 86-69. Bucket underneath, that goes. Easy 2 underneath. Ball rotation, Niamush Teni. Back to the far side. Shot from the key. Bounces off. Rebound. Put back. Good. Rose McQuee makes it 4-2. Kenya with the ball. 68.5 points per game. Jumper doesn't fall for Akinyi. Up Bolgak, the leading center for South Sudan, trying to play it down low. It's McQuee again. So it's Rose McQuee 6, Kenya 2. A red-hot start for McQuay, who usually averages 9.5 points and 8.8 boards a game. We played 2 minutes in the third place game. Kenya looking for answers. Shot outside is a no-go. Pieth Gabriel on the rebound. Bogat sends it back to McQuay. This time, Tenney with the corner triple. And South Sudan putting it there to make it 9-2. Reynolds almost lost control, able to get the chest pass down. Ball stripped. South Sudan, a red-hot start. Tenney faked on the corner 3 again. She gets it back, fires it from the left wing. Splash, splash, catch. It's been the McQuay and Tenney show, and it's an early timeout from Coach George Mayenga. 12-2 on back-to-back triples from Niamuch Tenney. We will take a step aside. Kenya playing catch-up. in the first 5 minutes of the game. Back-to-back triples from Nia Musteni made it 12-2. Tenney responsible for 6 points, and same with Rose McQuaid for South Sudan. Third place game between these two teams. Ball last touched by South Sudan, so Kenya will deal with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Reynolds will play it in. Reynolds top 5 in points, assists, field goal, and free throw percentage. And Wangali unable to secure the steal, and it's McQuaid down on the other end. Tenney trying to go 3 for 3 from outside. Follows up with her own rebound and puts it in. They'll count that on a foul. Nia Musteni now with 8 points. She is gunning to make it 9 as she's starting to shine here in this game. She started out from the corner, was able to secure her own miss, and just filled it up down low. She has 9 of South Sudan's 15 points. It's been a 2-guard show between Tenney and McQuaid. And Kenya again playing catch up. That's going to be on McQuaid, her first. Changes coming up for Kenya as Belinda Okoth makes her first appearance today. This is Aaron Sanders calling the third place game of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers from Cairo. Coming up next, the final game between Uganda and Egypt. Justin Taylor will have the call for that game in less than 3 hours. Two free throws coming up. And Mercy Wenyama averaging nearly 55% at the line. She misses her first. Wenyama, big outing in their loss to Egypt yesterday, 16 points. And Kenya was their first point since the early minutes. Kenny looking ahead, outside of the circle of McQuaid. Pass intended for Gabriel, but broken up. Here comes Kenya with numbers. Selena Okumu to Mwangali. Dishing it over and up and down. Christina Kenyu. Makes it 15-5. Alicia Washington, fourth best scorer in the qualifiers, sends it out in another 3-ball. A ball gap, making it rain from the far side. A 13-point lead reduced to 11 as Wenyama goes for 2. There's 4 quick points as we reach the halfway mark of the first. Bogat out to Tenney. Here's the 3. Okumu gets it back, gets close, flings one up off the high glass. As Alicia Washington runs into one of the Kenyan players. Goal dang into the game for South Sudan. We have 4:44 remaining in the opening quarter. South Sudan immediately in front. Another 3-ball. They are feeling it. Rose McQuaid from the parking lot. Not showing any fear at all. The Zone 5 third place game. Shot denied. And here comes Nia Musteni. She's off to the races. 23 points in the first quarter. That is something. The second best scoring team in the tournament at 74. Shot off the mark is when Yama draws contact. Four-minute mark, first quarter. Reynolds plays it in. Able to retrieve the pass following the inbound. Goes cross course. Nothing there, but good box out from both teams. Okumu circling around a three-point line and loses control. The Hassan Mustafa Sports Hall been exceptionally busy all week long. The first of two games to wrap up the Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers live on the FIBA YouTube channel. Steps into a three, and Washington doesn't get that to fall. Second chance for South Sudan. The J doesn't fall for Tenny either. Loose ball recovered, and here comes Rita Oyongo. Or Reynolds, my mistake. Reynolds misses it from the line. Washington scoops up the board. 2-on-2, and a player is down. It appears to be Selena Okumu, who has not put any weight on any of her legs at all since the last trip. Official timeout. Kenya behind 23-7, and they may be without a player for a while. Some weight is being applied on one of the legs, and we'll hope all the best for Kenya as they're without one player. Wasn't a shooting foul, so South Sudan will play it underneath the basket. South Sudan head coach Alberto Atunalio. Now the officials will go behind the scores table. Leal is saying this should be an official review. They'll have a look at it on the screen. So far, Niamush-Teni leading South Sudan in the game with 11. Rose McQuaid with 9, all of them coming from three-point land. The coach's challenge for South Sudan. In the meantime, Kenya off to a slow start. All 7 points coming from Mercy Wanyama. Natalie Mwangali, player that was injured. And South Sudan unsuccessful on their coach's challenge. We play on as Niamush-Teni has it, and foul right outside. With 3:03 remaining. Foul committed by Okumu. And Washington will toss it in with 3:03 remaining in the first. Washington in the triple threat. Slides into the lane and gets the layup to go. Washington finally on the scoreboard to make it 25-7. Dribble drive of Kumu as she tight ropes the baseline. Fake and the screen from Opungo. Shot off the glass, picked up by Tenney. Washington. Too strong, picked up by McQuaid. Unable to get it there. Ball poked around. And South Sudan getting another possession. We'll have some changes as Yarmayan checks in for Tini. Well-deserved rest for Naya Muhteni, who has 11 points, 4 of 8 from the field. Washington as Bolgat sets the screen. The 6. The shot is good for Washington. She's been able to hit back-to-back buckets. 4 points, 10th in field goal percentage at 35.5 all week long. Okumu looking for the entry pass. Finally gets it. Wanyama, fade away, no good. And Okumu will shoot 2. Selena Okumu, 10.3 points a game while shooting 55% at the line, 34% overall. Free throw good. 27-8. Under 2 to go in the first. South Sudan taking command since the opening basket. Mayen. One-legger doesn't go for Dang. They follow up on a rebound and another pair of free throws on the way. More changes for Kenya. Wanyama on the foul. First free throw hits. Oyongo in for a cut. Bolgat goes 2 for 2 at the line. Their first meeting, it was South Sudan winning 86-69. These same two teams met for third place just a couple of years ago. Catch and shoot shot from Akobu was a no-go. And up the floor again, South Sudan. Bullet pass down to Bogat. She hit a 3-ball earlier. As the clock ticks down to 105. Yet Gabriel looking on the sidelines. And she makes her return. Foul committed by Reynolds. Play continues to score in bunches. Goes 2 for 2. Rose McQuay, a total of 11 points in the first quarter alone. Responsible for nearly a third of what her team has. The final minute of the first shot is an air ball from Oyengo. More changes on the way as Christina Kenyi sits on the box and replaces Selena Okumu. A look at Naya Muteni and Susan Aya, who's in the lineup for South Sudan. Tenney will now shoot 2. She had a 3-point play last time. And falls flat on the first free throw. Second one up and in. 32-8. 12 for Tini, 11 for McQuay. Volkak has 5 and Washington with 4. A lot of pressure past the half-court line. Kenya heads to the line. Penalty situation, 44.6 seconds to go. Kenyi has yet to make a free throw in the tournament until now. So she's able to get her first point at the line. The player that averages 7 points and 4 rebounds a game. 32-10, and a nice strip from Akinyi again. Goes a little too hard off the glass. Loose ball fought for, recovered by Kenya. It was Elizabeth Okumu able to seal it and save. 8 on the 24. She gets it back, fires it from deep, unable to hit. Follows through with her own rebound. Down to 3. Here's a shot from Akinyi. That's good. So Akinyi in Kenya trying to finish the first quarter strong after a slow start. 3 to go. Aya, that shot will count if it goes, and that is short. It is 32-13, South Sudan ahead. We'll continue with the second quarter in just a couple of moments. This is the third place game in the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers on the FIBA YouTube channel. We are back on the FIBA YouTube channel, second quarter for the FIBA Women's AfroBasket qualifying third place game. South Sudan well ahead, 32-13. The only advantage Kenya has in the stats department would be in steals, 3-1. Outside of that, South Sudan has been running away with it all. 19-8 on the boards. 85% of the line, 48% shooting. As they're led by Neomukteni and Christina Dane. Does 12 and 11 points respectively. Kenya led by Mercy Wanyama, who has 7, Christina Kinyi 5, and Selena Okumu with a free throw. For more action around the world in the game of basketball, tournaments, players rising to the occasion, and more, be sure to subscribe to YouTube and the FIBA channel and follow FIBA on social media. The first shot of the second quarter doesn't hit as Delisha Washington brings it up to the mid-range. Washington does a pick from Deng, and that will send the ball the other way. An offensive foul on a goal Deng. Shot goes in, make it 32-16. A three-point field goal. And Kenya will get the ball back off the travel. Christina Kinyi, one of the 3 scorers for Kenya, able to make that 3 fall on the last trip. First minute of play in the second. Kenya trying to bounce back and get their first win over South Sudan in the tournament. Wide open 3. Drops the lead to 13. Washington skips it over to Bulgak. Bulgak finding Teddy. Ima Omandi on the 3 ball. And that 3 doesn't fall for Tini. Got Gabriel on the foul. Gabriel's second personal. Elizabeth Okumu back in, this time replacing Esther Menyayo. Another long shot. 3 straight three-pointers from Kenya. As they were able to reduce their deficit to 10, we have a timeout from South Sudan. As they see some bleeding early on, they're being outscored 9-0. Third place game of the women's AfroBasket qualifier rolls on. In the second quarter, 8:23 remaining. 3 straight 3 balls from Kenya has brought them back into the game. They are down by 10. Cross-court move results in a turnover. Egypt and Uganda will play for first place and a ticket into the AfroBasket later on. Shot doesn't fall. Finger roll doesn't hit. Looking ahead in that Egypt and Uganda game, the last time Egypt participated in the AfroBasket 2 years ago, they had a 10th place finish. They have not reached the podium since 1977 when they ended up with silver. Uganda looking to make it back to the AfroBasket after placing 7th in 2023. Both free throws here in the third place game is good. Here's a look for Wanyama, responsible for most of Kenya's points. Crossing from Omondi. They swing it back to the corner. No dice. As Adolph Bolgak has the rebound, she's in trouble, so they have to get it past the half-court line at 8 seconds, and they give it away. Omondi on the steal. And South Sudan retaliates with a big rejection. The Bulgak on the swat. Under 7:30 remaining in the second. They go for a high pass. This time Akinyi gets it, but misses. Pulled back by Wanyama. Shot by Omondi. That doesn't go in. 2-on-2 chance for Delisha Washington, and she beats everybody. What a risk to go the entire 92 feet of the floor. One dribbling shot, air ball. Picked up again by Akumu. The second chance. Shot no good. Whistle on the play. No shot on the foul, which means Kenya will play it underneath the basket with 14 seconds on the shot clock. As they narrowly avoid the double team. Another entry pass results in a kick out to Akomo. This time that's on the foul. Kumu able to draw the foul on Bulgak. Bulgak with 3, along with Dang. Kumu will head to the line where she's shot 50% in the qualifiers. Already has a rebound and an assist. She doesn't get the first one. The second one, the one-hander, is good. Red hot 9-0 run from Kenya. able to bring them back to the ball game. Tinney unable to respond from three-point land, but they will keep the ball. Pass intended for Tinney, but it was last touched by Omondi. Abdul Dangan is in despite having 3 fouls. Washington with the pick from Gabriel was met by the double. Washington at the line, 2 for 2. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Both of these teams relying on the 3-ball as we are close to the halfway point in the second. Washington connects on the first. South Sudan 4 of 13 from outside, 4 of 15. Is Kenya. Washington going 2 for 2 at the line. 38-23 your score. Kenya behind by 15. They were able to reduce it by as few as 10. They'll look for Wanyama, and that's going to count. We have the signal that the basket will count. We have yet to see it be reflected on the score. So in the meantime, Wanyama's shot goes in, and the question is, will they give Wanyama a continuation? We'll head back to the monitor and have a look. The case that's being presented was the shot went up after the whistle. Therefore, not having any continuation at all. That seems to be the case. In the meantime, the score is 38-25. South Sudan over Kenya in the 3rd place game. The FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers. They made a decision. That's going to count. Wanyama able to fill it up and in for a 9th point. And she's going for 10 with the and one coming up. Definitely cashing in for Kenya in the qualifiers as she's able to make the free throw drop. We played 4 minutes in the second. Washington and South Sudan leading. Washington off a staggered screen. Trying to put the moves on Akinyi. Puts 2 moves on. Dishes it out. 3-ball off the mark, and we have a foul underneath the 10. Rose McQuay trying to find Gabriel, and she has it. Kick out to Washington. Washington gliding in, unable to hit. turned over with 5:30 remaining. Play a clean look. They're not catching on the opportunity. Onyama feeding it to Okumu. Too strong. Tie up. Go too wide on the dribble. Nadia Riak. Adding more depth to the South Sudan lineup with her checking in. Possession arrow was on South Sudan's side, so they were able to get it following the tie-up. Washington cutting in, right side, shot, no. Hesitation from Omondi, and she puts it up and doesn't get it. Seconds on the shot clock for Okumu. Short passes as Omondi's able to give it up. Passes around the perimeter with 6 to shoot. Kenya shooting 25% from the field. South Sudan shooting 41.3%. Washington with a little dance, going toe-to-toe with Omondi. Washington squeaks in for 2. She has done it again. We saw a similar play just 2 minutes ago. Okumu finding a Kenyi who spins through everybody. She's unable to get it, and they're going to call it travel because it did not hit the rim. Kenny leading with 12 along with Delisha Washington. Washington scoring a bulk of South Sudan's points in the second. More players checking in. Victoria Reynolds back on the floor for Kenya. To go, Teeny looks ahead. Roll inbound it again. This time Teeny on the pass to Washington, far side, goes in and drives again. It has been an easy lane to the basket for Delisha Washington. Most of her points in the second coming from the same play, that drive to the bucket with the finish, the finger roll of the right hand. Kenya with no response for Delisha Washington. There she is near the half-court line. From the line, she streaks to the right side and finds a wide-open Riak, who's unable to deliver from three-point lane. Wide open look, Oyango. Oyango connecting on her first bucket of the day. 3 minutes to go. Washington spots up from the key, doesn't get it. Akinyi, catch and shoot off the back iron. They look ahead to Omondi. Another inbound coming up for Kenya, this time with 8 seconds on the clock. Played ahead to Owino. Vilma Owino able to get it down and the foul. She completes the three-point play. Able to get her first bucket. She has been perfect at the line all week long. Here's a pass out to Tini. We've seen this before. That's not the result she wanted. Right off red hot shooting her first three ball. Washington on the foul. Drops in with 2:13 left in the half. Oyongo drawing the foul. Making both. Coming up at 2 minutes remaining until halftime. Bogat trying to split away. The floater doesn't go for Tinney. The fall away doesn't go either. Monty on the crossover. Wide open was Owino. They kick it back to the corner. Washington able to form a wall, so her teammate is able to get the rebound. And she's doing the same thing, driving to the basket, taking the contact, finishing. It's been that kind of game for Delisha Washington. That's how she's been able to get most of her points. She had the fourth best scoring performance in this qualifier tournament in the opening matchup against Kenya. 26 points. Up to this point, Kenya was able to reduce this lead to their shortest deficit, which was 9. They were down by as much as 20. Washington goes 2 for 2. Credit to both of these teams playing through in the second quarter. Yongo was the intended receiver of that pass, but it slips away from her hands. George Mayenga and Kenya looking to get back into this game. Third place on the line, and they will get a break. 77 seconds left in the second. Scoring in the second quarter, Kenya 20, South Sudan 12. Here's a drive in, and that goes in for Reynolds. Reynolds capitalizing on her first bucket. The second best score. Washington trying to collect some ankles in the final minute. She skips it out, the three ball misses. And Kenya will get possession off the jump ball. Is back to a 9-point game. Kenya definitely with a stronger second quarter than they had in the first. Reynolds fakes, skips it out, gets it back, fires a three, and hits. And now South Sudan will take a timeout. This is the shortest lead that they have had since the opening minute. A two-possession game, 44-38. More than 1,300 people watching the third place game live between Kenya and South Sudan. Kenya making a statement in the second quarter. Bouncing back, they are down by 6, outscoring South Sudan 25-12 after trailing 32-13 at the end of one. Washington, the crossover dribble, and that is denied. Way to play it in. Has lost control on the pass, and she gives it away. Half a minute to go until halftime. Reynolds to cut it to 3, and she doesn't. Washington with one last stroll past the timeline. 13 to go, shot clock dead. Washington goes for the in-and-out dribble, goes too wide. Washington feeding it over, the 3 goes down at the horn. A bold statement to wrap up the second as Adult Bolgak gets another 3 ball to give them a 47-38 lead. Well, it was all Kenya in the second quarter. They were led by Wanyama, who had 10 points in the first 20 minutes of action. South Sudan being led by Delisha Washington, who has 16. Rose McQuay, a double-double, 12 boards and 11 points as South Sudan shooting 38% from the field. Kenya shooting just under 30. We're at the break, and we'll have coverage of the third quarter when we return in under 15 minutes. This is Aaron Sanders. You're watching the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers, the third place game between South Sudan and Kenya. An important third quarter awaits South Sudan and Kenya in the third place game of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers. South Sudan leading by 9. They were leading by as much as 20 at one point, but Kenya's strong second quarter was able to reduce it to a single-digit deficit. Aaron Sanders on the call. Kenya outscoring South Sudan 25-15 in the second quarter. They are being led by Mercy Wanyama, who scored 7 of her 10 points in the first quarter, but gone silent since then. Christina Kenya has been able to pick up the slack with 8 total points. Meanwhile, South Sudan have 3 players already with 10 or more points. Washington 16, Teeny with 12. Did most of her damage in the first quarter, and Rose McQuay the same thing with 11. South Sudan shooting 38.4% from the field, 29% from downtown. Pull-up J from Bolgak turns into a pass and a foul. The line is P.F. Gabriel looking for her first 2 points of the game. Only has 2 rebounds and an assist in a total of 11 minutes 30 seconds of action. South Sudan with 49 points. They usually average 74 points a game, which is second in the qualifying tournament. Kenya needs some firepower right now as they send it outside to Reynolds, who misses from long. Another travel on South Sudan gives the ball back to Kenya. South Sudan finished Zone 5 play with a 2-2 record. Kenya 1-3. Ball taken away. They were looking for the entry pass that was broken up, but recovered. And down the hole it goes. So it's a 13-point lead. Ball stays with Kenya. Here is Reynolds playing it to Imwangale. Back-to-back travels. Just started the third. Washington leading the way with 16 points, gets the screen from Gabriel. They go for the extra pass, and it works out as they're able to get a 3 from the far side. It's back to a 16-point South Sudan lead. Reynolds trying to set up a pull-up for Wanyama. That doesn't go. And here is Washington picking up her dribble. Teeny trying to get back in the score column. And instead, it's a turnover. We played 2 minutes in the second half. It is 54-38. Third place on the line in the AfroBasket Qualifiers. Run and stop shoot from Bilma Owino. Nothing there, but a foul on the way back down. Gabriel with the foul. That gives her her 4th. Subs coming in for Kenya as Jemima Omondi returns. They're able to beat the 5-second count, but it doesn't matter. They turn it over. They're unable to keep the ball in bounds. It's a 6-point game at one time. That has ballooned back to 16, maybe 18 on this shot. No, but doesn't fall for Tinney. Bolgat will pass it from the sideline. Ready to send it to McQuay. Six on the 24. Washington running and fires a three. As pulled down by Akumu. Here's the fake and the fire, and it doesn't go in. Washington spins around for the board. Washington coast to coast, but misses it this time. There are so many times where the moment she passes the half-court line, everyone just misses her. She's able to get those layups, but not this trip. Christina Kinney ready to check back in. With under 7 minutes to go in the third. Kinney working with 8 points, a rebound, and an assist. And a steal as she replaces Vilma Owino. 3.3 rebound performance from her today. They play it up top, and it's Reynolds. Fouled, and it goes. So Victoria Reynolds very lucky on the play. A free throw will give her a 4-point play. A lucky break for Kenya. Reynolds dishing out her 8th point. Her second three ball, and it works out in her favor. 54-42. Washington getting a little bit of a move on Omondi. 7 on the 24. Shot up from McQuay, doesn't hit. Right elbow have not been working any favors for South Sudan. Bullet pass underneath the Reynolds, and she misses. Washington with Mayan coming around to help her out. She springs it over to McQuay. Reverse layup down for Tinney. Nothing there on that trip, but it was a beautiful setup. They weren't able to cash in, but Reynolds does. It's been all Victoria Reynolds in the third quarter. So back to a 10-point game. South Sudan stagnant as we approach the halfway mark in the third. Third place game in the third quarter. The fire from Mayan, no. He is shooting almost 30% from the field. They're trying to improve that and get back into this one. Reynolds cutting in, left side, crossover, flings one up and gets it in. Off balance shot. And South Sudan has no choice but to call a timeout. Reynolds has been on a tear. 13 points, she's a leading scorer for Kenya. We're at the halfway mark in the third quarter, and Kenya definitely making a statement in the third quarter like they did in the second. Between those two quarters, they have outscored South Sudan 33-22. Here's the drive-by from Washington. She gets back in her bag. 18 total points while shooting 6 of 14. Crowd definitely into this one here in the third. A wild shot doesn't fall. Washington taking her time and skips it out to the corner again. The corner has been a soft spot for both of these teams. Jarmayan on the three-point fling. Yama coming up with the foul. Bulgak will go to the line. Yama with her second. Bulgak 2 for 2 at the line. 2 of 6 overall. As she drills the first. Has a total of 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. 20 minutes of action. We're tuned into the third place game of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers from Cairo. Kenya, South Sudan. South Sudan leading by 15. This is Aaron Sanders on the FIBA YouTube channel. South Sudan led 32-13 at the end of one. Kenya definitely making a bid to take third place away while redeeming themselves after an early visit from South Sudan in the tournament. Washington had 26 in their first meeting against Kenya. She currently has 18 in the third place game. What a crossover from Mayan. She's unable to finish. Reynolds puts the moves and gets the two. Oyongo and Okumu set the return for Kenya. Another move which is thwarted by a steal. And Kenya moving right along. This is a three. That's hard and off the glass. Washington running right inside. And here comes Oyongo and Okumu. And Wangwadi on the foul. Washington calmly gets the first. Drains the second. Washington now with a total of 20 points. 7 of 7 from the line. Got it back. She thought she had a clean look to the lane. Skips it outside instead. Shot is short. Picked up again by McQuaid. Coming up after this game, in about 90 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, will be the final game between Egypt and Uganda. The winner will go to the AfroBasket. On the call for that, Justin Taylor. With under 2 minutes to go, Washington has it right up top again. Goes for the hesitation, passes it out, doesn't go. And they're going to go to the arrow for this one. Kenya ball. Discussion at the scores table while they take care of that. Top scorer in the game, Delisha Washington with 20. Victoria Reynolds has 15 for Kenya. They have reversed the decision. They were initially going to give it to Kenya, and now South Sudan will have possession. Washington gets in, fires it from the key. Can't deliver. And these will be the 20th and 21st free throws on the way for South Sudan. They have only missed one from 19. 94% overall at the line. Game stats, bringing them to you right now. South Sudan out-rebounding Kenya 39-32. 14 of those boards have come off the offensive glass. There's been 14 assists delivered by Kenya, 6 steals from them as well. And on top of that, Kenya has been able to deliver 14 points from the bench, 22 points from the paint from South Sudan, as the second free throw goes in. A 17-point game as full court pressure is applied by South Sudan, and it's broken up 2 passes later. That goes underneath, and the donut missed the coffee on the layup. Washington, gorgeous feed, but the pass wasn't kept in bounds. We're down to 1:10 to go in the third. Omondi finds Opundu. Omondi able to fling it through. So that brings their deficit down to 15. Washington in trouble and able to find Riak, who in return gives it to McQuay. Been quiet in scoring since the start of the second quarter. Largest lead of the game, 24. Kenya went on a 14-0 run earlier in the game. 34.6 to go. It will stay with South Sudan. Half a minute remaining. South Sudan leading the quarter 18-12. They're leading the third place game 65-50. Washington, another crossover. It's out to McCoy. And traveling is called before the shot clock went off. Less than 20 seconds to go in the quarter. South Sudan closing the gap in between the two quarters. They're now being outscored 37-33. 7 to play. Pull up, Okomo, no. They're down to 3. Washington will send it down to react, but she was unable to get it off before the horn. At the end of 3 in the third place game, the score, South Sudan 65, Kenya 50. We'll be back for the fourth in just a moment. Time for the fourth quarter between South Sudan and Kenya. Third place on the line in the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers from Cairo, Egypt. South Sudan leading by 15. They led by as much as 24, but Kenya has made a huge fuss and a lot of noise in the second and third quarter, outscoring South Sudan by the score of 37-33. Aaron Sanders on the call. The top scorers, Delisha Washington has 20. For Kenya, they are led by Victoria Reynolds, who has 15. Big welcome to the live chat tuning in on the YouTube channel, along with Coco. Here's a pull-up jumper from Omondi. That doesn't fall. Fall-away layup doesn't go. A lot of black shirts in to box it out, but they're unable to win the battle. Nice feed from Okumu. Down low. Doesn't go for a Yango. Washington with 20. As she streaks in from the right. They have to swing it one more time. They do. Washington out to Mayen. And that doesn't drop. 1 minute into the fourth quarter. Reynolds was looking for the baseball pass to Okumu, but that slips away from her hands. Washington 1-on-1 with Omondi. Washington breaks free. And able to get the ball. But unable to get the triple. Here's a run and a shot and the make. Jemima Omondi was just waiting for an open shot. She got it. Was able to make a fake. And she makes it 65-52. A little bit of some ankles down there. And it's picked up by Kenya. They're on the run. A 3-on-1 opportunity. And they're unable to keep it in. They go for the three instead and gets it down. Let's see how South Sudan operates. The final 7 minutes and change in regulation. Yarmayan looking for the pass. That's taken away. Toyo Reynolds on the entry pass. Tenney returning for South Sudan. 15 points, 5 of 16 from the field. Omondi feeds it to Reynolds, who's in return gets it down low to Wanyama. Wanyama and Reynolds combined, scoring a total of 27 of Kenya's 57 points. Back to a single-digit lead for South Sudan as we're grazing along the 7-minute mark. Pass goes out of bounds. It stays with South Sudan. South Sudan 33% from the field. Kenya a total of 31. So their shots have gotten better. They have improved. Oh, a nice drive down to the lane. This time from Rose McQuay equals free throws. Free throw situation. South Sudan 20 of 21, a total of 95%. Kenya 10 of 13, 77%. Rebounds a +8 for South Sudan. And a very tough play results in another Kenyan player down. Oyongo heading to the bench. And Belinda Okoth takes her place. McQuay goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's back up to a 10-point lead, under 7 to go in the fourth. Will Victoria Reynolds be able to get them back into the ball game? Shots missed by Okoth. Kenya retrieves it. Now it's Akumu. Back out to Omondi. In deep for Akumu, who misses the layup. Strolling past the half-court line now is Mayen. Mayen with Reynolds all over him. All over her. Oh, she blows by Reynolds. Gets the step, finds Tenney for 3, short, followed up. That goes in for McQuay. She was able to cut right inside of the basket, pick up the air ball, and fill it up and in. She's going to go for a three-point play. That is on Okoth. Okoth on her first personal foul. The free throw is good for McQuay. Perfect from the line, all 7 free throws. This has to be one of the outstanding performances in terms of rebounds in the tournament all week long. Rose McQuay, 18 points and 18 rebounds. She is now topped Mercy Wanyama for the best rebounding performance in the women's AfroBasket qualifiers with 18. Wanyama had 16 against Egypt yesterday. Or the other day, I could say. Nonetheless, South Sudan delivering the damage. This time, Alicia Washington able to get it in. Full court pressure applied, once again broken up as Kenya's able to pass it down. A fling, Omondi, too strong. Think about this. Two of the best rebounding performances have come from double-doubles, which mirrors what they got in rebounds. Wanyama had 16 points and 16 rebounds yesterday against Egypt. And now South Sudan and Rose McQuay has 18 and 18. For those wondering who scored the most points in a single game, that's Jane Asindi of Uganda, who won against South Sudan back on the 4th. You will see her and Uganda face Egypt in the final in an hour and change. Justin Taylor standing by with the call for that one. Having a discussion. As we checked, it was a personal foul on Yar Mayen. PF Gabriel in for Mayen. And it's another review. (72-57), 5:28 to go in the game. Kenya reduced their deficit to as few as 6 at one point. They were down by as much as 24. Shot clock reset to 14. And Victoria Reynolds will toss it in. Nope, she's chased out of there as Jemima Omondi will play it now. She has 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Reynolds going deep for Owino. And her air ball comes in the hands of Washington. Teddy, why not? She's been on fire all game long. Red hot first quarter, picking it up in the 4th. 15 points, her third triple. Score now 75-59. Reynolds with her 17th of the game. Washington looking. Halfway in the 4th, Washington getting it back, feeding it underneath the bull gag, and she's unable to get the deuce. picking up the foul. Bulgak back at the line where she remains flawless. 5 for 5 for a total of 11 points. Reynolds has picked up her third personal. In foul trouble right now. Reynolds, Okumu, and Wanyama with 3. South Sudan not worrying a lot. Deng has 4 along with Gabriel, and Bulgak has 3. And Bulgak just made 2 straight free throws. She is now 6 of 6 from the strike. 77-59 with South Sudan trying to close in on a third-place finish in the Women's AfroBasket qualifying tournament. Ball ricochets around. South Sudan able to pick it up. Washington, a strong game for her. A stronger game from Rose McCoy. She now has 19 rebounds, the best rebounding performance in the qualifying tournament. Bulgak goes underneath, and she's called for traveling. Alberto Leal, the head coach of South Sudan, making some changes. As Yar Mayan replaces Tenney. Kenya takes a timeout with under 4 minutes to go. This Kenyan team has made South Sudan sweat over the last couple of quarters. Even though they're down by 18, they were able to reduce it to single-digit deficit a handful of times. For the third-place game, they went 1 of 3. 1 win, 3 losses, I should say. South Sudan 2 up, 2 down. Third place game coming to a close. And the loose ball was picked up by South Sudan. Alicia Washington. Frozen in scoring in the first quarter, picked it up right from the second, ends up with 22 points. Ball fought for by Bulgak, and she's able to retain it for South Sudan. Washington also with 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Able to sling it over to Bulgak, who misses the tray. Follows up thanks to the great rebound from Yar Mayan. Another 5 seconds on the clock. Here's Washington. After going 0 for 3 from outside, she finally drains her first triple. That brings her up to 25. Kenya trying to respond with a 3 of their own. Not successful. Washington. Another move. She goes wide and finds Mayan. Mayan in the corner. Out to Gabriel. Washington. No look pass to McQuaid, who's having one of the best stats in this qualifying tournament. The score, 80-59. Washington almost picked up the steal. Both teams making some changes, and while we have this break in the play, I would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, and thank you, Spalk and FIBA, for the honor of having me be one of their commentators for the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers. Justin Taylor will take over for the final game between Egypt and Uganda. The winner of that one will go to the AfroBasket. We've had some great commentators for this tournament, including Justin, Caroline Bullock, Angelo Zakarakis. I can't speak for any of them, but all I can say is it's always a fulfilling pleasure to call a game and tournaments for FIBA. I've been doing this since 2022, been broadcasting for over 10 years, and the fact that we are bringing the future of international basketball to you today, it's been one of the fantastic perks and fulfilling achievements for all of us as we're learning about the game of basketball ourselves. Whether if you're tuning in from Kenya, South Sudan, Egypt, Europe, or Asia, or even in North America, we appreciate you supporting basketball and international basketball at its finest. So a big thank you to FIBA and SPALK once again for having me for another successful tournament. Victoria Reynolds, in the meantime, makes her first free throw as we close things out in the third place game. Oh, it goes in and out. That is a heartbreak city. She has one more to go. Reynolds goes 2 for 3. Mary Dow in the game. The reserves playing for South Sudan. Susan Aya unable to put the clamps on it. And Reynolds gets another 2. 19 for Reynolds. The substitutions that came in the last couple of seconds, Dang and Aya, along with Mary Dow for South Sudan. Selena Kumu and Rita Oyango checking back in for Kenya as Akeem Lawal replaces Abdat Bolgak. And that will pretty much be the last we see of Bolgak in this tournament. She ended up with 12 points and 11 rebounds. Rose McQuay again, the outstanding stat line. 19 rebounds, most in a single game in the qualifying tournament, with her 18 points. Ball retained, down to 2 on the shot clock. They go for the shot, and it's missed. We have 1:16 to go, less than an hour before Egypt and Uganda face off for a trip to the women's AfroBasket. Reynolds escaping from the key. Omondi misses. We're down to the final minute, with South Sudan ahead by 17. They came out on fire. Rose McQuay responsible for their first 7 points. Reynolds continues to shoot as she calls glass, but doesn't go in. So South Sudan will end up with a 3-2 record in Zone 5 play all week. Kenya drops to 1-4. As time continues to tick away with Susan Aya with possession. Aya with Mary Dow retreating to the paint. Not before it's taken away. Reynolds leading it. Nice fake. Shot doesn't go. Picked up by Omondi. Reynolds has it. looking for Omondi to get the ball. They fling it up instead, and that will go out of bounds, and that will pretty much be the ball game. South Sudan, who were led by Delisha Washington's 25 points and double-double outings from Bulgak and McQuaid, takes third place in the FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers. 80-63 is the final. Both teams meet for handshakes. After a hard-fought third-place game, you have to give Kenya credit. They reduced their deficit to as few as 6 at one point. They were down by as much as 24. And a losing effort. They were led by Victoria Reynolds, who had 21. Jemima Omondi with 13. Mercy Wanyama with 12. She was ice cold in the second half. South Sudan had Washington ended up with 25. Double-double from Adult Bulgak, 12 and 11. Rose McQuaid with 19 rebounds and 18 points. That is the rebounds. That's a record in this qualifying tournament. South Sudan ending up shooting 34% as they begin to celebrate. Again, the final score, South Sudan takes third place by defeating Kenya 80-63. It has been a delight, a pleasure, and a privilege to be a commentator for this year's FIBA Women's AfroBasket Qualifiers. Justin Taylor will have the call for the final game between Uganda and Egypt. The winner of that will be in the Women's AfroBasket. This has been a presentation of FIBA Basketball.